My lovers, Leo Nation and their lovers, welcome to your February 2021 astrological sign update. Now remember, when you're watching these readings for love, you're not just going to watch your sun sign. You're going to watch your sun, your moon, your Venus, and your rising sign. And then you're going to watch your person's placements in those areas, because when it comes to soul connections, the energies can be flipped or vice versa, or even mirrored, especially when it comes to twin flames, because you're usually cycling through the same issues, just on different levels of consciousness and in different situations. Okay? All right. So what came on for you? The music that came on for you, I think it was 534 Hertz, which is increased self-love. And that always reminds me of something that Abraham Hicks, once says. We keep pegging our value against people and their reactions to us. And people are fickle and fragile, right? So instead of doing that, we must focus on the self. And the more people so-called reject us, the more we have to love ourselves even harder, and recognize that once we have that self-love, then nobody can shake us. Nobody can shake us from our little manifesting vortex. Nobody can shake us from our highest timeline. Once we focus on that self-love and love from source, you can never go wrong. But once you start, focusing on people and on people to make us happy and to love us and give us that validation, well, we're heading for a lot of pain. Okay? All right. So anyway, and then you know what? You're going to just listen to your intuition. And if a title calls out to you, that's your spirit guides leading you to a particular message. All readings, every single one. It doesn't matter if they say February 1998. All readings are timeless. Know that it is coming to you in the right time. Time is an illusion any bloody way. So underneath the deck, you see this is somebody who knows that this is a soul connection. Who got this pretty strongly? Maybe Cancer? Ooh. Right, so this is a message from the higher self. So we start with a holistic view of a person. We get a message from their higher self first. Then we're going to look in their emotional body. So that's my divine counterpart and separation deck. This is my emotional intelligence deck here. I shuffle all these beforehand, but I like to do it on camera just to infuse the energy, All right, this is emotional body, not necessarily related to you. Because taking all these little snapshots gives us a really nice look into what might be happening in their environment and what they might be struggling with. Okay, then we're going to look at what they're healing right now. What is spirit leading them to address or heal right now? It's my Wounded Warriors deck. Woo! That popped right out, so we're supposed to see that. Something with domestic violence. Now, it could be that they're in a situation where they are being abused in some sort of way, whether emotionally, physically, financially, some kind of reproductive abuse, sexual abuse. There's something that's going on here with the domestic violence, or there's a legacy of domestic violence, or some kind of fallout from experiencing or witnessing domestic violence as a child that this person's trying to heal. There could also be, as I said, a legacy or some kind of ancestral pattern of domestic violence, either as the victim or the abuser, or rather, I don't like to say victim, the survivor or the abuser, or maybe even over lifetimes interchangeably. Okay, so we're going to pull cards on that to see exactly what we are talking about. What are they experiencing right now on their twin flame soulmate journey? This is my twin experience deck. And domestic violence, as we clearly see, not just affects the individuals, but has so much widespread implications for generations. For generations. And impacts you on so many deep levels. We're going to get a message from the 3D self. Something is missing. Because I usually get messages from 6 cards. Spirit, what is missing? Exactly. I know that. Maybe they think something's missing. I don't know. A message from their 3D self. And then we're going to look at what might be happening in their family dynamic right now. Now, it could be the family that they grew up with, or it could be they're currently in a family dynamic. And this deck is a family feud deck, and it was made by, it says, who touched who. So there's something about some kind of molestation or sexual spirits, or let's pair this with domestic violence here. It could have been somebody physically putting hands on each other, fighting, that kind of thing, or it could have been, you know, some kind of sexual abuse. Okay, so that's coming through already. All right. So this was made by one of our soul sisters, Tiffany, who gave me an absolutely amazing reading over the weekend that made me do early spring cleaning. I really made me reflect on my life. So I really want to thank her for that absolutely amazing message that she gave me. But this is her deck, the Family Feud deck. And if you want to purchase it, I'm going to put the details down below. 160 cards that have been so on point thus far. So let's have a look. Underneath the deck, what are you holding on to? Maybe it's a question for you, Leo. Or maybe this is a question that your person's asking right now. Why am I holding on to something? Why am I holding on to family members, whether it's a karmic, friends, whatever it is, friendships that no longer resonate, maybe even a job. And maybe this is a question for you too. And that's what I was telling you. Sometimes you have to watch these reading twice. Once for yourself and then for your person. Whether it's for your inner masculine or inner feminine. Because sometimes it really does resonate. All right, so let's get 2 cards. We have an auntie coming through here. We'll see what's going on with auntie. What is going on with auntie? But it's on the domestic violence card. We have family healing. And I do think it's related to that domestic violence thing. I really do think so. And then we also have some kind of heavy burden, some kind of baggage from the past, and it could even be ancestral baggage. All right, so let's get into these, and I will clarify all of these. Don't you worry. By the time we're done, we're going to know exactly what's going on with your person. So this is the second time they're coming through to know that, to note to you that they know that this is a soul connection. And I am telling you, this is a collective shift. Most DMs, most counterparts, they know, okay? But this person knows. They know that this is 2 bodies, 1 soul. They know, so they're coming through that. But they're also letting you know that they are learning some hard spiritual lessons right now. We have 5-5, which is a vibration of the Hierophant twice. But this also tells me that you are learning some hard lessons too, okay? Because the Hierophant, yeah, it talks about soul contracts. It talks about traditional things, traditional thinking, traditional beliefs. But it's also, and what I'm really getting here, it also talks about deep spiritual lessons. Those kind of lessons that you don't have to learn them again. Once you learn them, you get it, right? So through some sort of hardship, they're learning some deep spiritual lessons here in this soul connection. But they know it's you, okay? The emotional body, they're annoyed. Could be because they're coming into recognition of something. You see, I think the other shoe is dropping for this person. That's what I'm getting. Okay? The other shoe is dropping for this person. Now, it could be that they grew up around instability in a whole particular, maybe with intimate partner violence. And maybe they thought that that was something normal. But now that they know the truth, they get annoyed at themselves and also annoyed at their partner. I don't know. We're going to pull some cards, okay? So don't you worry. We have prayer and meditation. So this is what they're doing. They are going deep within and really connecting to spirit, connecting to source energy to really do that deep healing. I'm really getting hermit vibes from this. Some of you guys might be dealing with a Virgo here, but they're really going deep within. And remember, when we heal ourselves, and this is what they're doing, we heal generations. And I think this is the family healing that's coming through. Remember, when we heal ourselves, we heal the 7 generations that come before us. And it's important to do that because sometimes when we don't heal that 7 generations that come before us, they become restless spirits trapped on this earth plane. So it's very important. And then we heal the 7 generations that come after us. Okay? And once we start healing generations that come after us, then the whole family line is healed. Right? And then we have, please stop Please stop running from me and fucking let me love you now. Now, so you may have thought that this person might have been the runner in this situation, but spirit and your person letting you know the runner was really you. You were running from yourself. You're running from your own healing. You might have blocked this person, quite frankly. Maybe you're afraid of even beginning to try and trust or love this person again. But they're saying you are the runner right now. That's what they're saying. You are the runner. And then we have auntie. There's an auntie coming through here. We have family healing, and then there's something about family baggage. So let's get into these cards and let me tell you the story. So your person knowing this is a soul connection, but they're going through some tough times right now. Yeah, there's a lot of quarreling happening all around them, a lot of bickering, lots of fights. But you know what? This had to happen for your person to come out of some kind of emotional and maturity when it came to communication. I feel that your person didn't know how to communicate their truth, and they didn't know how to communicate, period. And it might have been a big issue in your relationship. I feel this person might have been very defensive. Yeah, I feel this. Because Page of Swords, very defensive energy, eh? Okay? They're immature and they just lash out. Okay? Because they feel like they have to defend themselves. Okay, just like how they might have felt like they had to defend themselves in some kind of domestic violence situation. So they grew up on guard, hyper vigilant. Yeah, that's the word I'm getting. Hyper vigilant. Okay, so sometimes they may have misunderstood. That's what I'm getting. They may have misunderstood things that were said. You might have said something, but they're hearing something totally different because of the trauma. So they've always been defensive, and I feel this person, they learned how to use their tongue to just push people away. Yeah, but now they're doing some deep reflection though. And this is beautiful because this is what's causing them to learn. Remember I told you, they're learning a hard lesson right now. But this is what's causing them to heal whatever this is for good. That hypervigilance, it's coming to an end. This cycle of pain and betrayal that's been sabotaging all their relationships, it's coming to an end because they're finally learning the lesson. Okay? I feel there's a third party here as well that's pushing this learning pretty hard as well. They're frustrated. So I know who they're annoyed with right now. They're annoyed with some kind of third party. It does not have to be an intimate partner. Could be even a boss, right? You have your karmic bosses, right? So it's some kind of karmic person. But they're very frustrated with this third party. And they don't even know why they're frustrated. But it's because this third party is triggering a lot of their childhood wounding. So anyway, they're annoyed. Yeah. And they want to get them... they want to retaliate with one fiery message coming through. Okay? Because they're very insecure. Okay? Whoever this third party is triggering all their insecurities from childhood. Okay? Everything that they're insecure about, that third party is like digging into them. Right? But you know what? This has to happen for your person to move on. Your person was there in a comfort zone, some kind of karmic situation, something that was unfair, very unbalanced, and they stood there. They stood there, you know. But you know, when spirit is ready for you to move, they will make a very comfortable situation so uncomfortable so fast. You have no choice but to run. So fast. And that's what's happening with them now. Now, this third party is annoying the out of them right now. Now, there's something here about them healing some domestic violence. Spirit, tell us what that was all about. We have 8 of Wands. So your person's making some kind of progress with healing something that's dealing with women. Let me pull out 3 cards. Yeah, you see, this has been a toxic pattern in their family line, whether they are the abuser or the survivor. And for generations, it's been interchangeably. They're attracting all kind of toxic people. At some point, they might have even been the abuser, that kind of thing. But your person is moving on from that. And it's only one thing that they needed to move on from that. And that was self-love. You see, remember I told you, the music that came on for you guys is increased self-love. And this increased self-love is allowing them to move on from some kind of toxic situation. I think in this particular situation, your person is the survivor. So they're not telling anybody. Remember we saw that Page of Swords in reverse. Page of Swords in reverse doesn't say anything either. Okay? So they weren't telling anybody that they were being abused. They weren't telling anybody. Especially if a person is a masculine energy. You know, they're ridiculed for these kinds of things. So they're moving on for that. Now that they love themselves. Now that they've been doing that healing, they're moving on. And they're saying goodbye to some kind of third party situation. Okay? So this is what they're healing for their family line. People who stay in very violent and very toxic domestic violence or intimate partner violence situations. This is what they're healing right now. They are going to be the example for generations to come. Okay? Because they're going to love themselves completely and not accept any kind of toxic bullshit. So they're gaining strength through connecting with Source, through prayer and meditation. I feel that came out for Cancer also. So some of you guys definitely dealing with Cancer because all around them is only drama. A bunch of dramatists around them right now. Okay? People just like to stir up shit. Right? Spirits let you know part of this is some kind of dysfunctional family here. Narcissistic family members. But your person not even studying them right now. Your person is focusing on their healing. And somehow, through going deep within and communing with the divine, is really giving this person a lot of peace. Now, they see you as a runner. They're going to call you because nobody calls me at this time of night. 1 second, guys. Well, you wouldn't believe it, but it's one of my aunts. Well, she's really an honorary auntie. It's one of my daddy's old girlfriends, but we call her auntie. And she comes home, talks to my mom and all that, blah, blah, blah. But she's as toxic as fuck. When I tell you toxic, okay? So there's some kind of toxic auntie that's involved in this shit. I'm telling you. When I saw it was like, I didn't answer the call. Anyway, yeah, so there's a toxic auntie involved because that auntie just called me, right? There's a toxic auntie involved here, right? So Spirit is telling us that, right? So one of the main persons that's involved here and trying to do all kind of machinations is a toxic auntie, and she's gonna call. She's heavily involved in this kind of shit. Anyway, this person sees you as them running from, running from them. Well, maybe that's their projection, because it might be them running from you. What's happening here? Yeah, just as they decide, just as they figure, they get that mental clarity. It looks like you just walking away right now. Yeah, didn't I tell you? You just walking away right now. From the minute they're coming in with victory here and want to give you this solid offer, you're like, no, you took too long, buddy. You took too long. I'm just going to be loving myself. And part of loving myself is walking away from your toxic ass. Now let's see what this auntie is doing. What is this auntie doing? We have the World. Let me get 3 cards, okay? And I'll tell you what the auntie is doing. Manipulative bitch. Did I say that out loud? So we know. You see when I tell it, it's a toxic auntie. I told you it was a toxic auntie. So this person has toxic family members. Now it doesn't have to be an auntie, but remember my aunt, the toxic auntie called for me. And then we have a master manipulator here because that's a magician in reverse. Now this magician in reverse is also the dark magician. So it could be their auntie might be into some kind of spell work, black magic kind of thing going on. Let me pull another card because this is major arcana. So this person, whoever this auntie is a major influence in this whole shit. Yeah, this person flexing their spiritual power. So know that your person, or it could be the person, the karmic, or the person that your person is with, they have some toxic auntie here that's trying to dabble in your connection. That's what I'm getting. Yes. This toxic auntie is connected to the third party. If you have a third party in your relationship, this toxic auntie is connected to the third party. And they're stepping in because your person wants to end some kind of cycle, but they're saying no way. They might even try to call your person, try to talk them out of it. Because you see, your person want to come forward and express their love. So know that somebody there has some kind of auntie who is trying to flex her power right now. This auntie is a master manipulator. Let's see this family healing. Yeah, the karmic is trying to fix this. You see your person getting ready to move on, okay, to release this third party, but the karmic is trying to fix this because the karmic has abandonment issues. So that's why this auntie is stepping in. Whoever this auntie is, it might be somebody that they identify or call auntie, like that honorary auntie that that's trying to call me. Or it could be your person's auntie or their person's auntie. This is the auntie that's trying to come in and fix this thing. And the karmic is also trying to come in and fix this thing because the karmic has abandonment issues. Look at the Five of Pentacles in reverse here. That's my abandonment issues card. So I don't know if they want to take them to counseling or something like that. But there's an effort here to heal some kind of family situation. Because it's gotten too burdensome. It's like a 10 of Wands card. It's gotten too burdensome. And it looks like your person just ready to lay down the burden. But this auntie, your person ready to manifest some kind of new beginning. Okay? But this auntie, who is on the karmic side, I'm telling you it's on the karmic side. They're trying to heal this shit, but your person's trying to release this. Your person ready to move on. Your person want new love. But I'm telling you, see this auntie? This meddling auntie, this is the one that you have to watch. Put her in some kind of bubble or pyramid, just in case you want to do any kind of nonsense. Okay? This is the auntie. That auntie. All right, let's look at your person's heart space energy for you. Five of Cups in reverse. They're healing their heart. They're doing some heart healing here. And I think this is where the prayer meditation is coming in. Heart space energy for you. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So this person, this is depression. That's a Virgo. And we have a 10 of Wands in reverse. So we get it again. This person is trying to end or to lay down some sort of heavy burden. This is the card of the laying down of the heavy burden. Because remember, the 10 of Wands then moves to the Ace of Wands, which we just saw, okay? So this person, they're thinking of laying down a heavy burden, okay? Because every time they think about you, they think about the shit that they did in the past. They are frozen in paranoia right now because that's the negative aspect of Virgo, the overthinker, okay? Analysis paralysis, right? So right now they're frozen, right? They're not moving anywhere because they're thinking if they do come towards you and if they do end the situation with somebody else, what's going to happen? If they do release a third party with that Three of Cups in reverse, what's going to happen? Where do they go now? What's their next move? Is Leo going to take me back? So they're doing a lot of overthinking right now. And because they're overthinking, they offer nothing. Now, this is also the card of numbing out. I feel a lot of you, I feel dealing with Cancer. Because Cancer had this also. Yeah, they're numbing out. They know that they're not happy with this third party. I think there's a third party here. Whether it's family members or job. Okay, there's a third party here, right? They're numbing out. They don't want to feel, because every time they feel, they start getting in their head. They start getting depressed. They don't know what to do. Let me get another card on that. Yes. They get very confused and they're very afraid. And that's why they keep analyzing everything, and they're paranoid and they're overthinking things, because your person's afraid of the unknown. And I told you, some of you guys dealing with a Cancer. Okay? It's Cancer and Pisces energy. They're afraid of the unknown. If they follow their intuition and they move through this gateway, what's going to happen? Will Leo or their lover accept them? So right now they're guarding their heart with this Cancerian energy, with this crab energy. So they're showing a straight face, poker face, but inside they have so much feelings for you. And they're facing a choice. Do they stay in an unhappy situation, or do they manifest something new? But they are deathly afraid of the unknown and of the unpredictable. And it looks like they think that life with you, or even the path to come towards you, there's so many unknown permutations, and their logical brain just can't deal with it. This is a person that's incredibly practical, and right now what they feel in their heart is not practical, so they just don't trust it. They just don't trust this at all. And that's why they stay stuck. So right now for them, the solution is to just numb out. Let's emotionally disconnect and pretend that nothing is happening. How are you blocking this connection, Leo, or their lover, whoever's watching? We're going to focus on our circle of control. How are you blocking this connection right now? All right, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. It's a Taurus, so some of you guys might be dealing with a Taurus. How are you blocking this connection? Well, you are in poverty consciousness, or rather, you are also numbing out, but in a different way. You are using your work. So you're drowning yourself in work, overworking, all kind of bullshit, because you don't want to feel either. So you're immersing yourself in the material world. And it's beautiful to focus on your projects, and it's beautiful to focus on your work. But if it is that you're using it as a form of escape, then it's an addiction just like any other. How are you blocking this connection? Because once you're not facing your feelings, you're not healing your heart. You're not doing any healing. You're just marking time and going through the motions. You're existing. Look at here again, Ace of Pentacles in reverse, right? You're very ungrounded right now, it looks like. You might think you're grounded because you're focusing on your money. No, Spirit is saying you're very ungrounded because you're out of touch with your emotions. This is also a card of poverty consciousness as well. How are you blocking this? Well, you have your sword raised. Queen of Swords. You have your sword raised. It looks like you may have cut this person off. You may have blocked this person. But the energy that you are exuding right now is don't fuck with me. Remember, you're running, right? Don't fuck with me. And your person feeling that energy, they're kind of scared. Alright, Priestess in reverse. How are you blocking this connection? You're not listening to your intuition. Your intuition is trying to tell you something. Let me see what your intuition is trying to tell you. And you're not listening. We have Knight of Swords in reverse. You're holding back some kind of truth as well. And again, you're not facing some particular truth. You are drowning yourself. Yeah, you're not facing the truth that you are also feeling sad and depressed. That's the truth you're not facing. That you're affected by what is happening here with this person. You're trying to pretend that everything is still okay. But remember, as long as you're not facing your feelings, you're not healing, right? So that's what's happening right now. You are numbing out also, but you're drowning yourself in work. All right, so based on what we're seeing here, I'm not criticizing you, I'm delivering the message, right? So you'll do something differently, right? So based on what we're seeing here, what can we expect will be your person's actions towards you, a month from you watching this reading. We have Page of Pentacles. They're going to reach out. They're going to be a friend. They're going to come as a friend. Or that could be apology as well, or some kind of gift. Yeah, but they're still wounded. 6 of Swords in reverse. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Still in some kind of toxic situation. Still working on their self-love. But they're coming in. They're coming to talk though. Pisces energy. So they come to talk. They're going to express some kind of emotion or an apology for something. Don't get your hopes too high. You know, I don't like to put your hopes too high. Don't get your hopes too high. And sometimes when we say they're coming with apology, you think that they're coming in with this big apology. Sorry for everything that I ever said, done. Sometimes they come in with an apology. Sorry, I didn't open your text. You know, it's a kind of anticlimax. But there's some kind of apology that's coming in, okay? Because this person wants to be a friend. They want to make amends. That's what I see here. They want to make an amends. So even if they do come back and they're apologizing for not answering a text, it's really a little more than that. Okay, but this person, they're still in their pride and ego. They don't want to show their whole hand. So this person coming, what is the advice for you? Coming to make some kind of small talk. What is the advice? We have flexible in reverse. What is that? You're holding on to some kind of grudge or something. Let's see, 19. What's the protection message for 19? Let's have a look. The protection message for 19. When you or someone else becomes too rigid, you lose access to growth and untapped potential. And remember, Leo, you're a fixed sign. So rigidity, yeah, you can do it. Hey, look at partner right here. I'm a Taurus, right? So, right. And you find yourself in a us versus them scenario. So Spirit is saying, loosen up, open your mind and your heart, and see if a more flexible approach feels better. I'm feeling stubborn energy from both of you guys. Okay? Rigidity will set you up for a fight where there are only losers and no winners. Could you find a way to bring about a result that is mutually beneficial? Meet in the middle. Spirit makes a great mediator. So the Spirit is saying right now, this person's coming. And this is not time for both of you guys to hold steadfast to maybe your version of the truth or your perspective or your version of what must happen in this connection or your vision for this connection. Spirit saying, this is a time to go with the flow. This is a time to listen. This is a time to speak your truth. But this is a